And before, I guess I was already starting before the damn thing went live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pedro and Hambo podcast. I don't know if you know the news, Pedro, but YouTube has lowered their monetization.
I saw that.
I guess they're trying to compete with Twitch and the streaming stuff, because streaming and doing videos are a big difference, right? Like you don't get that many new eyes because, admittedly, why YouTube would show you a stream, an hour stream that you're probably not going to click on because there's no engagement. You don't know these people, right? But they're competing with Twitch by saying, hey, listen, as long as you have 500 subscribers, I think 3,000 watch hours, but I think we're pretty close to it. That you don't get ad revenue, but you get super chats and super thanks, and memberships,
crowdfunding and memberships,
crowdfunding. The small channels are not going to necessarily rake in tons of money in terms of ad revenue, but I think it's pretty cool.
I think
people
it's great.
more in the mix. I really like that idea.
I think they're rewarding content creation, and we got to understand with YouTube, they take the cut, right? So it's a smart move for them as well, because content creation is on the rise on all platforms. I mean, YouTube not even as much as like let's say a TikTok or maybe like a Twitch or a Rumble and things like that. Those are like up and coming, right? But content creation is here to stay. So I think these companies want to incentivize people to have a channel, maintain a channel, start a channel. So I think it's good. Yeah. I saw that maybe yesterday. So
I think it works well. Cause I think they definitely want to compete with Twitch. Twitch apparently, I don't watch a ton of it. Is not doing very well.
I don't watch. Yeah, I've never watched any Twitch. Yeah,
because it's all games. It's mostly game. They've tried to include stuff. I think YouTube is still a juggernaut. YouTube is competing with TikTok. That's the one that YouTube is worried about. They're not worried about.
Those
Twitch.
Are the two that are very
big right now. So to knock off Twitch is hey, come to us. The platform is already here.
Yeah.
If you're streaming, you do get some good watch hours. But just to admit, I'm saying this because we've been doing this for a while. It's mostly with streaming. It's a streaming channel.
Yeah, that's what we do.
We put some videos every once in a while, but it's a streaming channel. So eventually you guys were able to help us out, contribute and kind of keep this going because listen, I don't need a lot of money, but I have a partner here. Oh, he's Mr. Big. He's big bags over here, and to keep him entertained or even continue with this partnership,
bro, I'm regardless. I'm here Monday and Wednesday. It don't matter. Like,
I'm just saying.
But if we could turn this into something, and I think we will. I think this is a different type of thing that we're doing versus the other stuff we do.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it like thoroughly, right? I just feel like I'm talking to a friend and we're talking about whatever, right? But yeah, if there's a way to make it to where it's that, but then you feel like you're either making money or you have a bigger audience where your voice can be heard even more and you could contribute more. I mean, that's a good thing. I think it's a great thing actually. So
yeah, absolutely.
And we feel great about people like Marty coming in here and saying what's up. Like it's just a place to come and hang out and we spew our opinion and we don't always agree on things and the chat doesn't agree, but that's a good place. And YouTube provides that platform. And I think it's really awesome. So
yeah. And this is a very special channel with the people that I see often, right? We see the Barbies and Koala and Hector and Nova Dasher. Like we see the same faces and we would, this is kind of like just a hangout spot. Like eventually one of these days, guys, we're all going to hang out for real. And I'll know you guys. And I know most of you guys don't agree with anything I say. I say stuff, you guys attack me viciously.
Well, half agree with you and half agree with me, and so what we'll be covered. Okay, we'll figure it out.
True that, but So and also, if you guys want to start that channel with the streaming, go man. Like 500 subscribers,
do it. Just do it.
The watch hour is going to be just you keep doing it. Like you just gain those things. Try it. You won't. You never know. You never know.
I reluctantly will admit I watch a lot more TikTok than I like to admit, right?
Why? Why do you like the TikTok?
You know why I like the TikTok? And I used to not, but I found my algorithm now, right? The algorithm knows what to send me, right?
Yeah.
And I like it because it's short. And I like it because people just get a phone and they say something. And they're talking about something like a hot topic or something funny or a basketball debate about who's this and is Joker, did he really have one of the best seasons? And you got everybody from every walk of life all over the world talking for 30 seconds to a minute. And I enjoy that really short content. I really do. And
I think that the algorithm is just
cool.
so strong. They got
very
it
strong.
down.
Very.
The problem is that you
strong.
are under surveillance by the Chinese government.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to know or care about that. So just being honest, man, like I just like to get my information, and or be entertained, or maybe even sometimes I feel like I learned something, and I'm cool with it. You know, you go down these little rabbit holes, and sometimes I'm in my car and I'm driving around, or I'm like waiting on something. I'm like, all right, let me just go to TikTok, and I just fill 5 minutes of my day here and there, and I enjoy it actually. So I used to not, but now the algorithm's showing me things I feel like are useful for my day, so it helps me. So
mine's a little bit different. I think in terms of TikTok, I use it mostly to try to get information to make videos from it. But the algorithm is the best. I mean, YouTube is still trying to figure out how TikTok's able to get it done so precisely to get exactly what you're interested in. Instagram, well, again, like I said, me and Nova Dash's Instagram algorithm is, they know what we like and they think we're a bunch of perverts, and that's what they'll show. Like
that's what TikTok had me at first. And all I was seeing was these beautiful women, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it's great, but like then it messes with your head if you do it too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh,
yeah,
God.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy. It looks great. It looks really nice, but it's not healthy at all.
Actually, this is a great transition. Before we talk, I changed it. We're gonna talk about Zion, but I don't really know much what we can really talk about. Like they may trade him, they may not. It could be just a bunch of nonsense. But we'll talk a little bit about that. But there was a crazy story about a Twitch streamer, a stalker, basically, that basically burned her car down. Drove 700 miles to burn her car down. I actually have the video. Now her name is I forgot her name. I'll check it out. I'll put it in here. She's a very famous Twitch. Probably has like 500,000 followers on Twitch. She plays video games. She's a very attractive young girl. And a Twitch viewer set her car in flames. It's actually a 2-minute video, so we'll get a little bit of the context.
So somebody that watched her went to her place and set her car on fire.
Absolutely.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Wow. So I'll show you real quick.
This happened 2 weeks ago when I was on vacation. I was asleep. It was around 2 a.m, and my mom called me and woke me up. She was crying, and I knew something really bad had happened. And she said, "Someone caught your car on fire. I'm so sorry. I have to go. The police are here." And she was in the house while all this was happening. Obviously, I didn't know what to do. I was very far from home. The only thing I really could do was go look at the cameras on my phone, and that's what I did. I went to look at the cameras and I saw my car in flames. And that's the first thing I saw. I just couldn't believe that I was watching my car that I worked so hard for just burn. And for somebody to take that from me is very hurtful. And I will never be able to understand that. Thankfully, the cameras caught the guy doing it, and I went back to watch that. I also forgot to mention, traveled around 700 miles to come and do this to me, which makes it so much worse in my opinion. I watched him put a brick on my car, on the hood, and some pot, and he lit something sticking out of it and walked away casually, like he didn't do anything. The next clip after that was the front end of my car engulfed in flames. The firefighters came very quickly, and I'm very thankful for that, because the fire spread to the fence and burnt the side of my house as well, which my mom and animals were inside of. We're all traumatized in ways that I would never be able to describe, but I'm just glad everybody is safe, and that's the most important thing to me. I just never thought that when I started streaming back in 2015 that something like this would ever happen to me.
Why is she talking so slow? But anyway, Bobby had a good question. Is she real AI generated?
She
real
looks
person.
AI. She looks AI.
Real person. Boo hoo from Dwayne. Okay. I mean, if someone burned your car down, if someone came to you right as the car is bursting in flame and went to you and said boo hoo, I wonder how you would react. But anyway,
Dwayne's a savage.
Yeah, when I don't think you would do that. I don't think you appreciate that. So the reason why I brought this story up, it's very bizarre. Obviously, they did arrest the man. He was 28 years old. Drove 700 miles to burn her car down.
Dude, 700 miles is like it's like 8 hours, man.
That's a while. You're there for a minute.
Yeah.
And we often talk about the struggles of mental health and men who are lost. And what you said earlier about watching too much TikTok, right? Watching too much social media and how it can mess you up and it's not healthy. And you've seen this very attractive woman. And I'm trying to look through the story and say, why did he do this? Like, why is he driving from?
What was the purpose?
He's in East Mellow, New York, travels about 700 miles to just Foxy house in Idaho. She's away from home, and he burns her car down. I'm guessing from just thinking about it, he maybe tried to reach out to her through a DMs.
He wasn't getting attention. He's probably sending messages, money, and she's like ignoring him or not giving him what he feels he deserves. He thinks there's some kind of
there was a connection that he thought was there and isn't. And 28 years old, so he's not young man, right? Like, he's an adult. But this stuff is scary because a lot of other people, I mean, I've heard a story a couple of weeks ago about podcasters. A guy, an obsessed fan, went to these podcasters' house and killed them. And the person, this podcaster, it was like a married couple. They had restraining orders against this guy. This still didn't work. So it just kind of shows the lengths of some people to try to contact these people just because you've seen them every day. You see them streaming, and Twitch, just like gaming streaming, you're seeing these people for hours a day. Like 4, 5, 6, 7, which is never like, maybe I'm old. I can't watch a person stream for 7 hours. I'm sorry. Like, cut that shit to some clips. I'll watch some clips, but to watch 7 hours of some guy playing with girl or man, it doesn't work with me. But this is a different group of, I guess, younger people who are growing up with this. But I'm just but again, I kind of look at the struggle of men, mental illness, following this woman just because she's attractive and she may have said something nice to you. Because she didn't give you what you wanted. You would, again, drive that hours. That's a lot of time to think about something. And to do that, I mean, he's arrested, obviously charged with arson, clearly advocated arson. He could have killed her mother.
It could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse.
So, I mean, and also this was a Jaguar, so this was not just a car. Apparently, this car was about $100,000. So I was like, obviously she's doing pretty well with the streaming.
Well, she's got insurance, so I mean, she's fine. The car is the least of the worries, right? I mean, you get another car. Like, I'm assuming she has insurance, right? So that would be covered. But yeah, man, there's a lot of crazy people out here, man. You remember the stories of, like, the guy that shot the Beatles, John
Lennon.
John Lennon, yeah. I mean, these super crazy fans, right? They do crazy things. There's been celebrities that have been stalked and people break into homes and they do this stuff, and it's definitely, typically the person doing it has some type of mental illness or something going on there, right? And they feel almost like hurt by somebody because they thought that they cared or whatever. And it's sad. I think with
another issue is that people look at these people, particularly women, the ones who look very attractive. They get lots of attention. They get a lot of money. Many men get this anger towards them that they got it easy. That they're not worthy of the money and attention they're getting. Why they're getting it? Just because they look good. And people get a real twisted sense of, like, they need to do something about it, or when something bad happens to them, it's funny, boo-hoo, it's not a big deal. A lot of that is not, like, if that happened to anybody, it didn't matter as long as they're not a bad person. I'm like, that's fucked up. But we don't look at our people that watch the people that we look at TV, right? The celebrities. We don't think of them as real people. They're privileged. They can handle it. Oh, someone vandalizes LeBron James' house. He's okay.
Yeah.
He'll get over it. What do you mean? That's your private property.
Yeah.
Like no matter how successful you are, don't touch my shit.
Yeah.
Don't touch their shit. Like regardless, but people have this weird coping on because they're successful. Well, they can handle it. I don't understand.
Listen, man, envy and having envy for somebody, man, it's a deadly sin, right? And it's people tend to look at people that are celebrities or whatever, and they have a false sense of reality towards them, thinking, like you said, like they'll be fine. They're still they're still a regular, like they're a person. They're not regular. The life they live isn't regular, but what is regular? But like they're still like you can't do something outlandish and criminal and act like it's not a big deal because the person you did it upon has money or they'll get another car. Like, no, that's not, it's still not okay. Right.
Right.
The Twitch world, I've seen clips of people live streaming Twitches and this and that. And I've seen both kids and men or women that do it. And, it's a thing. Right. Never really watched anybody Twitch, but I've seen clips.
Yeah, you just basically it's like you're watching. You go click gaming on YouTube. It's the same thing.
You watch people play games and then they commentate on like
that's right? About it.
But if it's a woman and she's hot and she's got her tits out, men watch that shit and it's like, oh, she's my perfect woman. She likes the game I like. She's good at it. Look at her. She's got a nice voice and she's got big tits.
Yeah,
that's why men watch. And I'll debate anybody about that. If you're watching a woman that's attractive, 99.9% of the time you're watching her on Twitch because she looks good and you think she likes you because she winked at the camera one day and you felt like she was talking to you. That's what it is. And it's a simp mentality. And it's typically done from men that are very lonely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And people take advantage of that.
OnlyFans blew up during the pandemic.
Because people were in their homes.
Because people were at their homes. And I'm happy that I was not a 15-year-old during these times where you can watch a extremely attractive woman in a bikini, and if you gave her money, she would say hi. I don't know, like you would think, oh, maybe I would have been more mature not to. No, I don't know. At 15 years old, where you know how boys are growing, you're too riled up. So it's dangerous. Like they should not have women in bikinis doing a stream on a platform that a 10, 12, 13-year-old can get access to. They're not, in my opinion, they're not prepared.
There should be maybe an age restriction on it. I think a 10-year-old, should not be watching that. You're right. I think a woman should be able to do that? Absolutely. I think that's fine.
I mean, you're a grown adult.
You're a grown adult, do what you want. Like it is what it is. But should a 10-year-old boy be able to like give some chick $9.99 a month and watch her? That's not healthy. You're not setting a realistic precedence of what a relationship between a man and a woman is.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's the issue, because you're 10 or 12 and your brain is being developed and you think that is how women act and that's how they dress and that's how they talk to you. And that is not true.
No.
So
women don't talk
some kind of age restriction. If there isn't, there should be. But the reason there's not is because there's money involved. So
women don't talk that slow.
No,
they don't talk that slow.
And women don't look like in the real, and women don't look and dress like that in a normal world. Most women don't walk around with their tits out, with the cleavage all. Like that's not,
unfortunately,
it's there, but it's not normal, right? So you're painting a kind of a dangerous picture for a young man.
Your standards are out of reality. To think, not all right. Listen. Not all of us are going to have the 9s and 10s, man. Like it's just,
Hannibal gets 9s and 10s, but Pedro don't get 9s and 10s, right? Like Hannibal's got all these women in his bag.
I'm lucky to have the one.
Listen, he's got the one.
Well, listen,
New York women, they were 11 years old. Like Hannibal's got a charm. New
York women are aggressive, boy. Like they all wear Timbs. They will all fight you. I got a nice one. I'll say that. But
it will shake you.
But if you're sitting there and you look at the 9, like same thing with the Instagram, same thing with happened with Zion, right? So like Zion, and he can bag them, but he's still young, where women can manipulate him. I think they are.
I think Zion's done. I think he's dead. We're going to talk about the trade or what. I think Zion, I don't have a lot of confidence in him right now. And I hate to say that because he's such a talent, but yeah, man, whether it's injuries or off court decision making, I do not feel like he's going to do the things that Giannis have done, what we saw Joker just do. You know what I mean? Like Luca, even like I just don't see it in the cards for him right now.
All right, well, you know what? Well, let me we'll check out some of the comments. I see Dwayne here. He dropped one, said men have their property destroyed all the time. No one says a word. Some people even say they deserved it. When it happens to women, we're supposed to have sympathy. I think you should have sympathy for anyone, man or woman, if something is taken from them or something gets destroyed. So I'm not on the man's side or the woman's side. I'm on a human side. If someone destroys your property, it's messed up either way. So I don't have that mentality. I don't think Pedro has that mentality. I think don't fuck with my shit. Don't fuck with anyone else's shit. Like it's pretty simple to be.
I think though, I will say, I think that a lot of the times if and this is me being probably stereotypical, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I think if a woman drives 700 miles to burn somebody's Jaguar, the dude did something.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So the guy, he made a woman that mad to do that. He did something wrong. I think in this case, this dude was a nut job, and I don't think this chick did anything. That's just me without having all the information. So, I don't think most,
I don't remember the woman's name, but this is legit. I'm not making this up. There was a woman who traveled several states. She wore a diaper so she wouldn't stop to kill somebody.
This was that was a woman that was this astronaut or something, right?
Yes,
that happened.
She killed somebody, didn't she?
Yeah. But that was a relationship, though.
Well, whatever.
Well, that's my point. My point is most average sane women.
But she was not. I don't think she was
going to do well. But they're only going to do that if like it's some kind of rage, moment of passion. This dude never met this girl. She's a Twitch thing, So I think
Did you still call someone driving that far rage like a moment of passion? That's a long ass moment. You're driving, you're going, you wore a diaper.
I do.
You still, well, you're a passionate guy. You're
a little bit. I think you get geeked up enough, and then you're at mile 300. You're like, fuck it, I only got 400 more miles. Let's go. And he's like, let's just go to get some more gas.
Let's book it. That's but I think she got caught. But that was a very fast. I need to remember her name. That was a fascinating case. Jody was talking about Rebecca Schaefer that for late 80s. She was a sitcom actress in the late 80s. My Sister Sam, who was stalked and tragically murdered in 1989. A lot of anti-stalking laws came about because of this. I've seen some crazy stuff that happens in Asia, like either Korea or Japan, where these pop idols, these very attractive women, they're young, and some of these stalkers go absolutely crazy and stab them and stuff if they don't get the kind of reciprocation that they think they deserve. But they'll say, hey, I spent all this money on your merch. And it's a lot, like I said, it's lonely men with a warped sense of reality. And the most dangerous thing is a man that has no hope. That is a man that has no hope or future, that has a hopelessness. They can do some damage compared to a woman, because men are stronger. I mean, and
it's true.
And then also, if you find a man that can bring those men all together for a cause, cause may not have to make sense. That's how shit goes crazy.
Donald Trump,
Donald Trump.
That's what I think of when I think of that.
I would say all extremists. Like I hate all.
He's not even the worst. There's other ones we can name, but I won't give those people any reference.
But I'm saying, like, the idea of you get someone that has hope in that void. I mean, that's how cults are developed.
And Andrew Tate is that way a little bit. Andrew Tate preys on typically and I think there's some things he says that he's spot on. I've admitted that already. But I think personalities like that, we see it a lot in these influencer spaces, whether it's Andrew Tate or other people on TikTok and YouTube or whatever, right? And they like spew this stuff, and it's like they're so aggressive in the tone, right? And it makes somebody feel like, oh, well, yeah, that is right. Women are a piece of shit. I should just be this and treat women like crap because they don't care. You have all these men out here that do that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Without naming names, because we don't want, the FBI knocking on Hannibal or Pedro's door.
Hey, listen, the Secret
Is
Service
there
knocking on my door one time. Yeah,
so just think, and you can like wink at the camera or like wink twice or blink or whatever. Is there somebody? Is it, like I said, I'm not going to name names, that you ever thought like, man, I could stalk that person. Like I got it for him really bad, like a celebrity, a singer.
No,
No,
I can't think of.
Good. You're saying
yeah, I haven't. Now, being like when you're younger and
What's up, Levi?
And you had like a voyeur kind of thing where you would look at a woman way too long.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
From behind, and you're like, this is weird. You shouldn't be doing that. But nothing like a celebrity, nothing to a point where I think this a relationship can happen. And this is what happens all the time when some of these celebrities. That's why they're so guarded and have the crazy security. Because listen, we're not celebrities. I'm not gonna say that. I mean, Pedro, he's getting up there.
I hate when you say that, bro.
But Pedro deal with some fucking crazy people. I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. You deal with some nut jobs, right?
I have, but you know what though? I've never felt. I never feel worried or like, nah.
You're in St. Louis, man. They gotta go through the war zone.
They gotta go through World War III to get to me. I'm good. Like I ain't worried about nobody. But like, yeah, I think there's definitely. You just have to be on guard. When you put anybody that puts themselves out there, right? You never know somebody else's capacity, their mental state, what they're feeling, what you said, and what it made them feel. So it's something that anybody really needs to be aware of. You could be a W-2 person and you have a relationship with people at work, and you're a regular person like us, and like you say things and your words mean something to somebody sometimes. So these things happen. We have to be careful, but it's not something I'm worried about. But you mentioned voyeurism. I remember, to share a short story.
Sure.
I was 19, working at the mall, and there was this beautiful girl that worked at, I remember to this day, she worked at like a Sears department store. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Sears.
Shout out to Sears.
He's still around. I don't even know.
And I went in there and bought something. And I had like one of those Sears credit cards, which was a horrible idea at the time, right? Okay. And I bought some stuff, and I'd see her there, and I'm like, man, she's so cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, very cute. And I'd say hi, and she'd check me out. And I would go to Sears and buy shit just to see if she was working. Now, I wasn't like being creepy, but I just wanted to, like, I didn't have the balls at that point to like ask her out, right? But
right.
Definitely on the, skating the line of voyeurism.
Did you never ever approach her and try to talk?
No, I never did. She was way out of my league at the time. Right. I wasn't confident enough at that time. She was so beautiful. I just wanted her to buy. I just want to buy a T-shirt and have her check me out.
Yeah,
that was it. Yeah,
I think that's where it needs. Like, we need to push our men to do. Take your shot, man. So if you get shot down and she doesn't accept it, you're not wasting your time to. Well, I'm gonna keep hanging around here. I've done that where you just hover around, and bad idea. You're wasting your time.
Bad idea.
If you see her, instead of staring at her for 15 seconds, count to 3 and go say something.
Oh, listen, if I could go back in time, I would walk up to her and be like, hey, they open up a new Jamba Juice. Can I get you? I would have said something.
Something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
I totally. But that's hindsight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bobby say, you were stalking. But how are you stalking going to the job to buy? He's actually
I was buying things. But hey, Bobby, listen, I share my story and being transparent, but you're right a little bit. You're not wrong.
Mine was always, you find a girl attractive and you just don't have the balls to say something. So you're just standing around. And then another thing too, they know you're standing around, you're weirding them out.
Yeah.
Because I think they'd rather you just say something instead of like, what does this guy think?
At some point she had to have been like, she's like, oh, you must like, I think one day she said something like, oh man, you really like shopping here. I was like, yeah, and I said something stupid. Like I was like, and I was at that age, I think I was 19. Maybe I was a little younger. I was always a confident dude, but she was so attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like levels up. Like she was like a 10. I was like, what the fuck? Like I've never seen a 10 in my life, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
I think what is that they know they get that reaction from people. And if like the dude who doesn't act that way, and looks at him as just another person,
yeah, that's usually
they
a good
find that more of at least a better issue to deal with. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, but be careful out there. If you have this weird obsession with someone, please get some help. Don't drive 700 miles to burn anyone's house down or their car, or
don't do it
to try to get but like I said, at that time, at that moment in that man's head, which is he's arrested and hopefully he gets some help. There's actually a really good show on Netflix. I think it's called I Am a Stalker, where you hear stories from people who they're in jail and they're talking about their situation. Most of it is their reality is warped. They're not seeing things how they really are and realize that they're being they're committing a crime. And stalking, it doesn't get as much I guess publicity compared to other crimes, but it's a big deal, man. It's a really big deal. So we talked about Zion real quick, but let's just knock it out. There's rumors that Zion may get traded.
Yeah.
The Pelicans may consider trading him.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is because of the health, his inability to stay on the court. He had a foot injury. I think the foot injury is the biggest thing. He lost. He only played 29 games. 29 games, and he played 61 games. 2020 and 2021. That's when he was actually at least around for a little bit.
Yeah, that's when he was. Yeah, he had good numbers. He was good. He was. Yeah.
So he's 22 years old. 22 years old. He's getting paid. He got that contract.
He's got the Nike money, right? I think he's got a shoe deal.
Got the Nike, got a shoe deal. Yeah. He has porn stars. He has regular chicks. He got it all, right? But the question is, and the teams that are rumored in the mix, because it's all gonna be like some draft picks and stuff like that, right? So they got Houston Rockets, which they got horny man in there, Ime Udoka. He can relate to Zion.
Shout out to him. You know what? That might be a place for him to go because they could have some serious conversations, and help each other on and off the court.
Don't
build a real empathetic relationship with one another. Like, it could be good.
But they got the 4th pick, and they got another team that's in the mix is the Charlotte Hornets. They got the number 2 pick.
Mm-hmm.
So there you got LaMelo Ball there, so they can see if they can bounce some stuff around. And the Portland Trail Blazers, they have number 3 pick, and they got Damian Lillard. That I don't know, are they training him, dude, or is just a lot of support around training him? Does he want to go anywhere?
We've been talking about Dame Dollar being traded for the last 5-6 years, right?
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, would I be surprised? I wouldn't. It would go against at most of what he said. But
that's what I was wondering.
At some point, people have a moment.
Outside
I think it's outside noise. But people have a moment, like he's getting to the point where the end of his career is approaching. He's not, he's past the halfway point of his career. He's actually well past probably halfway, right? He's more like 75% of the way. So at some point, he's thinking about, I want to win a championship. I'd love to compete at least, right? Like make it to the playoffs, deep playoff runs. And so that has to weigh on him, but who knows, man? Yeah,
maybe. Let's look at those teams. I'm sure. Well, Dame is getting paid crazy, so the trade for Dame and Williamson, the numbers probably match. Again, I haven't done this because there's websites you can put this stuff in to see if it actually would be like mathematically work for a trade. But if you are the Pelicans and you can trade number 1 pick. You trade your number 1 pick in Zion Williamson, you get Damian Lillard and some other shit, right? Would you take that if you are the Pelicans? Would you even put that offer out there?
If I'm the Pelicans,
I give away Zion and a pick, or Zion and some players. I get Damian Lillard for what? I don't know, 3 years, 4. What's his? How much is?
He's got another 4, I would say. He was hurt this last year, right? But I would say for me, I'm having my medical team look at Zion, examining these injuries, the significance of them, right? And because if somebody's hurt, they're hurt. You can't fault somebody for having a bad back, a bad whatever. You need surgery. That happens. The body, it's not his fault. However, he needs to lose 20 to 30 pounds. Like if I'm the owner of that organization, or if I'm somebody close to him, I'm having a conversation like you have to get in better physical shape. I'm not going to say, Zion, you got to lose 30 pounds because nowadays, Levi's talking about being politically correct and wokeness and all that, right? Like nowadays, if the owner says, Zion, you need to lose 30 pounds, they're going to call him a fat shamer and he'll get canceled, right? That's just the reality. But now, do I think somebody needs to say that to him? Yes, I do. That's
so you still think he's out of shape?
Absolutely.
The reason why he got hurt.
I think he is. You see him on court. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's big, right? And
he's
naturally he's big. Yeah. But if you think about guys that have been really big, Greg Oden was drafted number 1 out of Ohio State, went to Portland, number 1 pick. Yeah. He was drafted ahead of Kevin Durant. He was big.
And that was, at that time, it was a debate. It wasn't clear cut, even though, because another thing too, Kevin Durant was so frail looking. Like he was balling, but he was like, man, he's kind of skinny. And Oden looked like your stereotypical 7-foot tall. You like your Patrick Ewing, your Kareem Olajuwon, like you are David Robinson. You draft this guy, you're good for 10, 12, 13 years. But clearly that didn't happen. So, but I guess you would at least entertain the trade.
I absolutely would. Yeah, I would entertain it, only because you don't know. It's a coin flip with Zion. You don't know what you're going to get, right? So at least you entertain. You entertain. I think there's only maybe 5 guys in the NBA that are untouchable. Joker's untouchable. Luka, Giannis,
Embiid.
Who else?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so yeah. I think if the price is right, I mean, yeah. I mean, Zion and the decisions off the court don't help his case.
Now, do you factor that in? You think that's why
I factor it in? It's in your mind. It's at least in your mind. Depending on how much you factor it, is going to be based on the individual. But things that happen off the court, right, could hinder your performance on the court. I think that's just a natural response to being a human being. So, and typically, if you're making what some might consider poor decisions off the court, right, how can you fully trust an individual on the court? If you think about the greats of basketball, right, most of them, they might have had some things, but like with the exception of Michael Jordan, it's the only one I can think of, because he might have had some gambling issues, but it's Michael Jordan, so you forgive it because he's the best of all time. All the other ones, like, they're going to keep things pretty tight. And if things happen, it's typically that towards the end, like, of the career, or it could be the end of the career. So we talk about John Morant, the suspension. I think he's going to get a very hefty suspension. I think it's going to be heftier than some people think it should be. I think Adam Silver is going to drop the gauntlet on him. I think it's going to be something that's going to be talked about for a while. It'll be debated on both sides, but your decision making is key, because we're not talking about the 3rd or 4th or 5th option on a team, the guy at the end of the bench, or we're talking about superstars. When you're the superstar of an organization and hundreds of millions of dollars are being thrown your way to represent my city, my team, and I'm an owner, a GM, there comes responsibility with that. So Zion has a responsibility to do things a certain way. And, so far, his career has been a disappointment. I mean, it just has. So
it's like the highest of highs where you see him completely dominate a game. He can score. I know no one can really stop him, but like I said, his body is fragile. It could be a Greg Oden situation. And Greg Oden was dealing with mental health issues too, drinking too much. Because again, once you're not playing, you got all these thoughts in your head. Probably like, I'm letting the team down. I'm upset. Yeah. People bother me. Probably asking me for money. All these types of things. I think he's actually doing much better. Obviously, I think he's back in Ohio State, either helping coaching, stuff like that. Last time I've heard, but Zion is making bank, man. I mean, so he signed that 5-year contract for $194 million. So he's making some money.
He's making money.
Basically, the average salary is $38 million. So yeah. So he's able to support so many porn actresses if he wants to. But he needs to stop. He needs to someone needs to sit him down. Like, you do not give women that you don't want to have a serious relationship with money.
Somebody should, and you know what? Somebody might have, but we got to understand these guys are individuals. They have their own cellular devices. They can do what they want when they want, right? They have a lot of money. They have the means. They have yes men around them. They got people that can take them anywhere. They can take any trip that they want anytime. So Yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of porn stars, so I know you wanted to talk about Jay-Z and is it Ruby Rose?
Yeah. Well,
Ruby Rose?
She's not a porn star. Now apparently she's
she isn't.
No, I don't think so. I think is she a rapper? Now
I have no idea. I know the name, but I don't really know who she is.
Yeah, apparently she's a rapper. You cannot tell me or ask me what song that she.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I'm trying to keep up with the latest. At least some of the women MCs. I'll listen to a little bit of. There's a song with Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj. Ice Spice is just basic. Like she's okay. Like she's a C, right? Like if I had to grade them, she's all right. Because then you hear Nicki on the track and Nicki's destroying the track. Where compared to her, like it's not even a comparison. But she's like I said, attractive to certain people, and she's just very basic rap. So that's how most of them sound like. Most of them is based on how good they look, right?
Yep.
And also, actually, I just read somewhere Lil Wayne says Nicki Minaj is the greatest female rapper. But obviously they're cool with each other.
I mean, you know what?
Lil Wayne is one of the great. I probably have Lil Wayne higher than most people. The dude can rap his ass off. Now,
and I can't disagree. I can't necessarily disagree with that statement, especially the relationship that
she's biased a little bit.
I mean, you had her in the top 5, so
yeah.
If you're in the top 5, a lot of people say top 5 can be kind of interchangeable. So
yeah, true. And you listen to Ice Spice rapper, and you're like, this is very basic stuff. But anyway, so Ruby Rose. So this is like a running. I don't know if you call it a meme or a kind of a joke. I don't know why it's always involved with Jay-Z, but a viral question was on social media asking people, will you choose having dinner with Jay-Z or receive $500,000? Now, you went back and forth. Some people were like, you're an idiot. You take the money. Even Jay-Z probably tell you to take the money. But Jay-Z can potentially lead you to like he's a billionaire. So billionaires have information and knowledge that the average person doesn't have, whether you like it or not. Talking to Jeff Bezos, talking to Jay-Z, talking to Warren Buffett, they know things that the average person does not know. They probably know they know all types of stuff. Probably some scary shit.
Absolutely.
But $500,000 is a lot of money. That's life-changing for many people. That's life-changing for me. I'm sure it's life-changing for you, right?
Absolutely. You said $500,000?
Yeah, that's the running joke.
Yeah.
Or even $100,000.
$100,000 is a lot of money. Yes. $100,000 cash right now. I could do a lot with that, and then that would change my life. So yes, $100,000.
But even if you had a chance to talk to a billionaire, you would take the money.
So hold on. The question is, is it Ruby Rose?
Well, there's 2 questions. So this is the standard. This is how it started.
The standard was dinner,
the money
for $500K.
Dinner, or you have dinner with Jay-Z, or you take the money. So that was the first question.
500,000, right?
It was 500. I think it was or 100, whatever it was.
Yeah. So I think this is how, and I want to answer that first. Guys like you and I, we better fucking take the $500,000. Okay. Like we should take 500K versus having dinner with Jay-Z. Now, I'll say this. If I'm somebody that already has 500K, or if I'm somebody that is a millionaire and I have some businesses, then I take the dinner with Jay-Z. So that to me it can be answered depending on where you're at in your life. Because if you're already a businessman and you have some things and you just need like an extra push or whatever, you might be willing to take that dinner because you've got some money in the bank. Me and Hannibal are broke. So I want the 500K. Fuck Jay-Z. I don't need the dinner, right? But if I'm somebody that's trying to just level up to like become a millionaire and I want to become a multi-millionaire, then I take the dinner with Jay-Z. That's how I answer
before we get into the real question, I'm gonna change it up for you. Nas or the money. You have dinner with Nas or lunch
or 500K.
Yeah.
I'm taking 500K.
And no matter who, it could, like I said, Iggy.
Yes, no matter who. Yes,
Iggy.
There isn't anybody you can put in front of me that I would rather have a meal with, unless I am a dying man. If I know I'm going to die tomorrow, that's different, or die a year from now, that's different. But there isn't any human being you're going to put in front of me that I would say I'd rather have lunch with that person than get 500,000. Because even the best advice they're going to give me isn't going to be. They're not going to solve my
immediate money
exactly. Now, if you're saying, hey, Jay-Z's going to be your mentor for a year, then I might have to reconsider that. But there's nothing any human being is going to give me with one meal that's worth $500,000 for somebody like me, at least.
Okay, so Bobby says, Hannibal, millionaires will tell you need money to make money.
Yes, that's my point, Bobby. So if you had some money, they might be able to influence some things for you, some deals, some advice, some motivation. But yeah, man.
Okay, so we'll move into a more, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, again, this is the real question. So now it becomes okay.
But I gotta say something. Levi's saying Donald Trump is the top 3 president of our lifetime. I just want to give Levi some love. What up, Levi?
Yeah.
Appreciate you being here, but that's not true. Go ahead, continue.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about that's a long conversation.
Maybe that's a whole podcast.
Yeah, it could be a podcast if you want to get down that point. I think a lot of people. It's the same thing with of worshiping something, worshiping people. Like
Donald Trump.
I don't worship Obama. I ain't worshiping Trump. They're all men, valuable men. I will say this: both men are great at promoting shit, but when things happen, we see where we are. Mm-hmm. Take it. You can take it as you want to take it. So Ruby Rose is a rapper. Now the question is: do you take a dinner with Jay-Z, or you spend a week with this woman, right? This woman right here. So let me show you. Let me show you pictures of her. This is the woman that you would spend a week with, if you choose, right? Okay. So I think you answer this question.
I'll take the shoes.
You take. Well, you gotta spend a week with her. You can't take a shoes.
Yeah. No, I'm saying I'd rather have the shoes.
Your shoes.
So a week. So you're okay. But listen, let's cut the bullshit. You're saying. Spend a week, we're smashing as much as I want, is what you're saying. We're gonna have sex.
This is the question. It says
spend time.
She want to know you have 1 week with her or a dinner with Jay-Z. I'm assuming you get to.
I'm assuming you're smashing, right? That has.
At least you assume with Jay-Z you're gonna get the dinner. You're gonna eat. But so what? I think you already answered this. But what's your? I know Bobby already said. It'll be a week of debauchery.
Yeah, no.
So he's all in. He don't care about Jay-Z.
What do y'all say in the chat? And I'm gonna level it up because I feel like a week is like, yeah, okay. Am I spending time with her? I gotta take her out. I gotta spend money. We're just hanging out, but she ain't letting me hit. If that's the case,
even if you were able to, after 2 days, okay.
I'm over. Yeah, no, after 1 day. Shit.
After 1 day. And in case anyone don't remember what Jay-Z looks like, this is what Jay-Z looks like. He may look like that when you're eating the.
And listen, let me tell you this about Jay-Z because I thought about this when I saw the thumbnail. I feel like Jay-Z, if he don't know me, he ain't saying shit to me. He's kind of a quiet dude. Yeah,
but he does when he opens
he's not
up.
Even looking at me. You know
I've seen a lot of interviews when he opens up. He be throwing him and I would love to eat dinner with 50 Cent or Jay-Z. 50 Cent, when they start speaking business or life or creativity, they got some gems.
She looks really good in that picture.
Okay, so you're taking her for a week.
That picture right there. If I get her wearing that with the hair and like the ass, like that's because she's kind of like what are the brothers called? Slim thick, right?
That's
I like that. I like that.
Bobby was really, really. Yeah, he said, look at her post. Of course,
that's this. Yeah.
But I'm just saying the ability to learn from a billionaire. I think for me, I'm picking Jay-Z. I'm sorry,
picking Jay-Z. It's interesting.
Over her. I'm old, man. It doesn't. If I was in my 20s, of course I'm gonna pick the woman because
I'll say I think you're right because I'll tell you. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. Let's not,
Yeah, it's very true.
But let's just be honest, men. Okay, you could buy that online for a couple thousand. Okay, so all of us in this chat got $2K. If you wanted to have sex with a woman like that, you could find that probably pretty within a day or two, right? But dinner with Jay-Z, that's once in a lifetime. Now, I'm not turning down $500,000.
And you can have a few of those if you
you could find that on a website, Instagram. You could get a week and it wouldn't cost you that much money actually. So I'll take the dinner with Jay-Z. Yeah.
I think I would because I'm trying to like what Bobby says. And Jay-Z don't lie to you because I remember listening to another conversation he had where he was like, my cousins come, cousins family, there's like, yo, I got this business idea. Give me just 4,800. I could turn it into $1 million. And like Jay-Z is like, that's not how life works. That's not how it works. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Even when the family may turn around and say, oh, you don't believe in me. He's like, no, it's not about that. Like, he knows how business work. Opportunities are not like that. You don't you're not 10, 20x your money. That's not how it works. No. So yeah, you're not necessarily gonna walk out with like the idea to be a billionaire yourself, but connections are extremely valuable.
Connections are very important. You're gonna have a great story to tell.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? To like everybody, right? You're not telling your mom that you smashed Ruby Rose, right? But you can tell your mom you met Jay-Z, right? So you got a great story. It's, but like, yeah, I'll take the dinner because it could definitely, you can ask some questions and, hey, how'd you do this? Or I got this. What would you do if you had $20,000? Like, how would you invest that? Like, that could be really valuable information, right?
Well, at least creativity. I mean, man is one of the greatest writers, like in terms of his songs. Like how what, and also he knows what people want. He has other businesses selling other things. He understands. Yeah, I'm sure he understands psychology. He understands.
But she looked good. Like that last picture with the white t-shirt.
I'll put it back. Put it up again. The white t-shirt one? Oh, this one.
T-shirt. Yeah, that's a nice.
So you're just gonna take that one?
That's a nice silhouette, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
10 grand or a week with her.
Oh, I'll take a week with her.
20 grand. 20 grand. I'm taking 20 grand, man. What are you talking about? I'll take the 10 grand. I'll have to work for at least a month or two. Shit.
I don't know, man. That's close, bro.
This is your type. The slim, thickish.
I'll take the 20. I'll take the 20 because I can get that for 2 or 3 from an escort or like a prostitute
for an hour, right?
If I wanted to. I'm not doing those things, but we're talking like businessmen here, right? Yeah. And then I could pocket like, let's say $15K. So
okay. So Levi says
10. I got to think about it.
Levi said, y'all need a dinner with Trump. I'll have a dinner with Trump.
I totally.
He seems like a cool dude. I'm sure he'll have some stories. He don't drink.
Yeah, we talk about grabbing coochies and grabbing by the coochie and all that stuff.
I've said worse, but not on TV. Bobby said, "I'll take dinner with Ivanka."
Ooh, Ivanka. She's
attractive.
She could definitely get it.
Yeah, I don't know if she had a lot of work because this chick right here. She looks natural.
She looks pretty natural.
I don't know if she does a little, but she looks as a natural looking woman.
See, I think I like that she's cute because she looks a little more natural. I don't like all the you know what I'm saying? Like all the
I think that's what I think at this point that's what we desire to know, that you look exactly the same when you wake up compared to spending that hour. Right.
If you look too different, if you look too drastically different when you wake up, I am not that interested.
Yeah. Because who's going to spend that? And usually the people, my woman and people I've always been around, we don't do a lot of makeup stuff. It's, like it's for special occasions. Yeah. I feel like if you always dousing yourself with makeup every day, first of all, that's probably not good for your skin with all that chemicals and garbage. So, but yeah, man, it was a good level because I saw a few comments and I saw some few stuff in like some Twitter posts. Not everyone just went to the woman. It was kind of like a balance.
Yeah.
So we have some sense of brains, but at the same time, it's not a real reality. Like she came up to you, and Jay-Z's over there. Like, who are you gonna really pick?
If you're in the club, in the VIP, bottles popping, you got Jay-Z on one couch and Ruby Rose on the next couch. You're gonna have a conversation with Ruby Rose. Most individuals. Now, I think if you're a dude that already has money, right, and has money and stuff like that, like you're talking to Jay-Z. So I think there's different levels to that, in my opinion. But.
Yeah, definitely. Before we head out, I forgot we had another segment of rap songs that motivate you. Now
I got my list. I can go quick.
A reason why I kind of brought this up because me and Pedro, we throw a lot of songs at each other throughout the day, throughout the week, and what the songs I like to listen to is always something that keeps you going, especially if you're not necessarily having the best day, or you got the previous day was a little bit of a disappointment. Those kind of songs that keep you going, right? So my list is a few rappers I mess with, obviously. Kanye West, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a few of those songs, and one of my favorite songs that Kanye has is "I Wonder." It's from the Graduation album. That song, and it kind of reminds me of the J. Cole song "Hunger on Hillside." That get up, you have dreams, you pursue them. So like that's kind of like my type of like motivational songs, right? You can tell me some of yours as I'm thinking right now because
I mean, I had a lot, man. Kanye's prevalent on my list. Off the Grid, Come to Life from Donda. I love Can't Tell Me Nothing. I mean,
oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, that to me, Stronger is a fantastic just song to get you pumped up by Kanye. Biggie with Juicy, Sky's the Limit. Those are a couple of his songs.
Oh yeah,
you hear him and it gets you. It just kind of inspires you a little.
Makes you feel a little better, keeps you going. You're working out, you're just driving in the car.
Yeah. Any kind of DMX, We Right Here, or Rough Riders Anthem, something with a lot of passion and a lot of energy, and it's kind of gets you going and makes you want to run through a wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One song I had that I think that might surprise you, Victory with Puffy, Biggie, and Busta Rhymes. That music video, the music video and the song goes hard.
Yeah, that sample, that Rocky sample. I mean, it just the video. Yeah, the video. I did not understand the video, to be honest. I remember watching it debut in junior high, and I thought it was like, I was like, is this a fucking movie? Like, what's going on? Why Puff Daddy's running?
And he's always running from? And why is he running through water? He's always running or dancing in water. What's up with Puff?
And rapping, like you're not an R&B. It's not an R&B video.
That song hits though, man. That hits, man.
Is Busta Rhymes a gargoyle? Why he's on a perch?
Yes.
And then B.I.J. with like verses that he's destroying everybody. Levi says anything by Slim Shady. There's a few Slim Shady.
Lose Yourself with Slim Shady obviously is a classic. It's going to be on most people's list.
Yeah, definitely. Another rapper that always sees a lot of motivation in his lyrics is Fabulous. You don't get a lot of recognition, but tons of songs. Just talking about getting your stuff together, getting your business stuff together. Some Rick Ross stuff. I'm a big Rick fan. I know he was a CEO. I don't know how to tell you, man, but he's a businessman now. He owns Lakers, a lot of acres of land. He has Wingstops. No matter how terrible that food tastes, he owns a lot of them. Apparently, make a lot of money. I don't like picking up food from there, and I don't like eating it there.
I don't mind the Wingstop. The lemon pepper.
They take too long. Oh, you like the wings?
Yeah, I do like the wings. I do. Yeah.
Do you like Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, I think Buffalo Wild Wings is trash. I like Wingstop way better. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings is trash.
Yeah,
their sauce, because I have such a wide variety, their sauces can be okay. Yeah. I've had their sauce on other things, but like the wings themselves and the food, absolutely.
Yeah, what are they doing?
I don't know.
It's cold buffalo. They're supposed to be.
Not good.
Anyway, we'll go in that one.
Not good.
What's some other? I'm trying to think. Some other.
Triumph from Wu-Tang. I mean, the way that comes in, that first verse. I mean, for me, when you talked about this morning, we send each other some songs here and there, and I'm listening to music. I'm like, let me send this to Hannibal as like a reminder. That song I sent you a couple weeks ago with Dirk and J. Cole, All My Life. That's hit right. That's a nice little track. And
every time I listen to that song, it gets stuck in my head for the rest of the day.
No, it's it's catchy, it's good. I like it. But for me, like songs that motivate me doesn't necessarily have to be like a motivational type of song. Right. There are some, for me, motivation comes from the mood that I'm in, right? Am I feeling like I need some motivation? Then it's going to be maybe some of the songs I mentioned, right? Yeah. But if I'm feeling good and I'm feeling kind of accomplished, I had a good week, other songs that the braggadociousness of the rap might send me into a whole nother level.
Yeah, right? Get you pumped up.
It gets me even more pumped up or feeling good about myself and more confident. So there's different types, but hip hop in general, there's I might listen to some drill music or something and be like, man, I'm kind of liking this song right now, and I'm feeling good already, and it kind of gets my energy going, if that makes sense, So
I forgot J-Rock, Win.
Oh, Win!
Those goddamn trumpets,
dude,
horns.
That shit hits. I had it on my list, man. Yeah.
He's I really a big fan of J-Rock. The album, and he's been missing for a minute. The whole album is good. If you ever had a chance to listen to J-Rock, that last album with Win is on it, is a good album. The whole thing. I'm trying to think what else. Okay, I know you hate Drake, but starting from the bottom is a good.
It's going to be on most people's list. Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't say I hate Drake. I just think it's just Drake, man.
That is Drake.
It's just Drake. But starting from the bottom is fantastic. Yeah. The other song he did though that was on the soundtrack to the LeBron James doco series, like the what was that? It had like it had all the guy, had like 4 or 5 guys on it. I
totally forgot.
Eminem was in it, Lil Wayne, maybe T.I. and Drake or something. I forget the name. It's a very popular song.
Yeah, he's a Sprite commercial. He did pretty. I forgot, but it was pretty good. Yeah, it was a good song. What else I think? Oh yeah, going back to Nas. So many of them can motivate you to. I mean, obviously, just listen to the last 3 albums. He's destroying everything. But that video with Puff Daddy in it, "Hate Me Now."
You can hate me now, yeah.
That kind of gets you going. Like, I came out of anything. I went through friends and snakes. What he said, friends and snakes, 9 millies and 38s. I'm like, I was destined to come. I was like, yeah, that's what you kind of need. You need it could be a little bit over the top with what they're saying, but sometimes you need to have that, even for a little bit, man.
No, I think you do. Nas is, I mean, he's got the I Am song. Is it I Am? Yeah. I Am. One Mic. I just like that for other reasons. There's other songs I listen to that are just kind of like either motivational or inspirational or thought provoking, and it just puts me in a good mood, right? So then if I get in a good mood, it might motivate me to do something I didn't want to do that day or were afraid to do that day. But that's why I like hip hop, because there's so many different ways you can go with it.
There's one more before I leave. I was actually just looked at it. It's been a minute since I actually been in a club. Like, I've been to some concerts, I've been in some bars, maybe a lounge or two. But I remember a few years ago, before the COVID or whatever, when the DJ put this song on, everyone got hype because everyone seemed to know all the lyrics. I don't think I know all of them, but Meek Mill's "Dreams and Nightmares," the slow tempo as he builds up and then he starts yelling and screaming in his typical style.
Yeah,
people love that. I love it. It's like it's a motivational song, obviously, of him just getting through the bullshit and reaching his dreams. You can really, like, it's that struggle climb to success that at this point every rapper has to go through, because a lot of them come from the same neighborhoods I came from, and you have to get through the bullshit to get to where you want to be. So I thought I think that's a pretty good song. It's
a good one. It's also been a long time since I'm trying to think the last time I was in a club. I guess
it's been a minute.
8 or 9 years, probably.
Yeah,
maybe a little longer. Yeah, it's been a while, but
I don't know if we don't belong anymore, do we?
No. I'll tell you what, though, if you gave me a whole bunch of cash right now, right? Like, if somebody just gave me $500K and was like, here you go, Pedro, just have a good night.
You didn't want to hang out with Jay-Z. Here's the money.
Want to hang out. Here's that money. I'm going to strip club one night. I'm going to the strip club one night for damn sure, and I'm gonna throw some dollars on.
Well, don't get your Pac-Man Jones up in here. They get shot up in that club because there was too much money thrown around.
Really? Oh, see, I'm not doing all
that. I think that was a problem. Yeah, I think they had like a paper bag. It was like almost $100,000. They threw up in the air, and people went crazy because ain't just the women gonna be fighting for that money. You throwing that much money up in the air?
Sure, no. But if I got that kind of money, it's just fun to think like, I'll take a little bit of that, like a small amount.
Yeah.
Go to a club. Just give me the hottest bitch you got in this club right now. The hottest chick. Where's she at? Give me a room, and I'll just throw money at her and let her dance. And I feel like a king for like an hour.
Just go again. Yeah. Pedro's getting bottle service. Jay. Yeah. Jay's not even probably being there. He seems like he's out that club stuff. Is "Fuck the Police" your motivational song, Bobby?
Freaky tales ain't no fun.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, whatever gets you going. All right, man. So we hit our time here. Thank you, guys. That was actually a good, fun episode. Monday we be back. And if you like this stuff, hit the like, share, subscribe if you haven't. I'm sure because we're getting there. As YouTube is lowering the monetization. Helps us out, but we definitely would like to still see the 1,000 subscriber mark. You heard it here from Pedro. It's recorded. He says he's still on. He's still staying in. So to help him out, you gotta get the subscribers.
Listen, I'm here. Listen, this is the other channel I have pays the bills. This is what I like to do, right? So this is I love doing this. This is good.
Definitely. And we're going to be having more hip hop conversations, some music conversations. NBA season is done. What do you want to talk about on Monday? You want to talk about some R&B? You want to talk about I don't know, man. Rap songs that make you cry. We got all types of different types of topics out there. What do you want to do?
I think R&B could be good. I think we get in some R&B. Hannibal's always the brains behind this podcast. If y'all haven't known that by now, he's the one that picks the topics. He keeps the conversation going. Let's do some R&B, but I'm gonna challenge myself. I want to dig deep. I want to see if I can't come up with a good topic and then bring something to Hannibal on Monday. Like, hey, like something that maybe he hasn't seen, and kind of drop something in his lap and get his perspective. So I'm gonna work on that for next week.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit you. All right, so we're gonna do some R&B. But we always gotta do a top list.
Yeah.
All right. Now I wonder if I should do 90s R&B. Keep it real, because I think a lot of times we were talking about 90s R&B. You want to do male groups? Doesn't matter, male, female, just R&B singers. Do a top 5. We gotta make it real tough. We gotta make it real.
I think we go solo. I think we go solo male acts top 5.
Okay, all right. That's gonna be
solo.
That's gonna be tough.
90s. It could be 90s, early 2000s. You know that.
Okay, so we'll go
listening to music.
Okay, so 90s, 2000s. Okay, that's gonna be.
Yeah. Let's do that.
That's gonna be tough.
And it's gonna be. I think we go solo. It is gonna be tough because I can think of 5 guys right now. Right.
Right, so, but we're going solo though.
We're going solo. No, we're going solo. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna think about that one. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. All right, guys. Well, have a good, safe weekend. Don't get yourself in trouble. Okay, no. you go to jail on Friday. You ain't getting out until Monday. Right?
True. And right? if you meet a chick like Ruby Rose or any of these other little vixens, be safe.
Okay? Wear
a condom.
And check it as it's happening.
Or pull out really fast.
Oh no, don't do that. That doesn't work. All right, guys. Have a good night. Peace.